Then we learned how to apply two-step equations to geometry, like this first problem here. This one says that the sum of the angle measures equals 180. That's degrees. So sum of the angle measures means when you add these three inside angles, they're going to equal 180 degrees, and they always equal 180 degrees for any triangle. So for our equation, we have x plus 90 equals 180. Well, here I have two x's that I'm going to combine. So we have 2x plus 90 equals 180. Our constant that we need to move is a positive 90. So I'm going to do negative 90 underneath to both sides. And I'm left with 2x equals 90. Number next to a letter means multiplication, so I use division to solve. And I'm left with x equals 45. So if I go back to each angle, this is 45, and this is 45. And if I want to check it, I can add all those numbers up. 90 plus 45 plus 45. Well, 45 and 45 is 90, plus 90 is 180. So our work checks. We can do the same thing with perimeter. So in this problem, we have a quadrilateral. It has four sides, and our perimeter equals 28. So perimeter is when you add all the sides of a figure. So if I look at our equation, we'll have x plus 2 plus x plus 5, and then plus 6. And that is all going to equal 28. So if I count my x's here, I have x plus x plus x. That is 3 x's. And then I have 2 plus 5 plus 6. So 2 plus 5 is 7, plus 6 is 13. And that all equals 28. 13 is my constant. Positive 13 means I'm going to do negative 13 underneath. I'm left with 3x equals 15. Number next to a letter means multiplication, so I use division to solve, and I get x equals 5. So if I take that 5 and plug that back in, I have 5 plus 5, so this side is actually 10. This is 5, and then I have 5 plus 2 is 7. So I can add all of these up. So we have 6 plus 5 plus 7 plus 10. 6 plus 5 is 11, plus 7 is 18, plus 10 is 28. So I know that my answer checks. And then we learned how to do some word problems. Our first word problem says, Michael collects sea glass at the beach. He currently has 14 pieces. Each day he adds 3 more pieces. How many days will it take Michael to have 80 pieces in his collection? So at the end, we want to know he's going to have 80 pieces in his collection. Our constant is what he started with, 14 pieces. That doesn't change. Our variable, we want to know how many days, and attached to that variable, 3 more pieces each day. So I can use that information to write my equation. So at the end, he had 80 pieces. Our constant that he started with was 14 pieces. And then he adds 3 more pieces each day. So here's our equation for the word problem, and I can go ahead and solve that. Our constant is a positive 14, so we do negative 14 underneath to both sides. I'm left with 3D equals 64. Oops, 66, sorry. number next to a letter is multiplication, so I'm going to use division to solve it. I have D equals 66 divided by 3 is 22. So it'll take Michael 22 days to have 80 pieces in his collection. And we also looked at consecutive number problems. So this one says the sum of 3 consecutive numbers is 72. What are the smallest of these numbers? So I have 1 number I'm adding, 2 numbers I'm adding, 3 numbers I'm adding, and I'm getting 72. So I start with x. They're consecutive numbers, so I add 1 more each time. So we have x plus 1 plus x plus 2. So I have 1, 2, 3 x's here plus 3 equals 72. Positive 3 is my constant. Underneath, I'm going to do negative 3. I have 3x equals 69. Number next to a letter means multiplication. So I'm going to use division to solve it, and I get x equals 23. So if I have x equals 23, x plus 1 equals 24, and x plus 2 equals 25, and I can add those 3 together to see if they equal 72. 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 3 is 12. 2, 4, 6, 7, that equals 72. The smallest of these numbers is 23.